Hello everybody, my name is JohnnyFerno. Welcome back to the next reaction, which is going to be a very special one, for me personally at least, because today we are going to watch WatchPony's Top 10 A Moment with Dr. Wolf moments. And yeah, this is a special video for me that I really wanted to watch and especially make a reaction for. Because A Moment with Dr. Wolf has been one of the most... I don't know, it's been one of the best series for me to watch on the internet, especially from another Brony reactor. It has been inspiring and kind of influential in my own life, just because... okay, if any of you have, for some reason, of my Brony audience, hasn't watched any of those videos, A Moment with Dr. Wolf is pretty much where the character Dr. Wolf sits in his office as the psychologist. I don't know the proper word for it, but he sits there as the doctor, and many bronies come in, sometimes even canon ponies, and sits with him and talks with Dr. Wolf about some kind of issue that they have. And one of the best things is that almost every episode, the things that they are talking about it's very relevant. It can be relevant for so many people. And I have watched those kind of episodes, and just when I'm me, which is a very that's a weird way to start the next sentence. When I'm the kind of person that I am, especially because with my Asperger's, with my slight ADHD that still has an impact of my life, like, I have improved over the years. I am much better at handling my syndromes and my problems than I was at 6 years old, but I still have problems. And when I watch videos like A Moment with Dr. Wolf, it just kind of helps me to put another perspective on how I can try and tackle my own issues. So, Dr. Wolf, if you for some reason are watching this video, thank you very much for making this series happen, so people like me can try to think about how to solve my own problems. And I'm sorry for bombarding you with so many messages and questions. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it has helped me a lot and has made me think a lot about my situation. So, and I have some of my own favorites. Including, oh my god, the few every time he does something with Josh Scorcher, that has always been good. Commander Firebrand, if you know by his name, that name. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of others that I love, but I'm sure they are all going to be mentioned here in this list. So let us watch one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most inspiring YouTubers in the Brony fandom, and see his accomplishments listed up. So if you're ready, my dear friends, let's get to it. WatchPony's Top 10 A Moment with Dr. Wolf episodes. 3, 2, 1, go. And before any of you ask, I still haven't.
Mr. Silverquill, tell me what's on your mind.
I still haven't forgiven WatchPony for not putting me on top 10 reactors. Not that I'm bitter. Not that I'm bitter at anything.
Fandom doctor that has helped many bronies through the toughest of times. You're about to WatchPony.com.
Oh, Animated James. Yeah, those episodes were also good.
Moments with Dr. Wolf.
Came all the way out here to tell me that? Why didn't you go see Dr. Wolf?
Doctor Who?
No, not Doctor Who. Dr. Wolf.
Ah.
For this list, we did something a little different. We actually teamed up with Dr. Wolf himself and made a voting system.
Yes, that is true.
You can vote in Dr. Wolf's announcement video and online at WatchPony.com. We also put in consideration the depth of the topics, the lessons and morals that are being taught, and overall audience approval.
Though at the same time, I hope you won't be dismissing any of those.
That is true. Dr. Wolf did make a
top
10 moments commentary.
Popularity, which means we are excluding fictional characters, since moments with the main 7 would take up way too many spots. Sorry about that.
What could I possibly
All of those were very good.
About?
That said, we're also limiting to 1 moment per patient.
Ooh.
We're looking at you, Firebrand.
He has like 3?
He always pays for the damage. How? I'll never understand.
Number 10, Scribbler, and small actions, large consequences.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Kicking off our list is Scribbler Productions, talking about the dark side of the Brony fandom we try to ignore. Despite being one of the best dramatic readers in the fandom, Scribbler has had videos being taken down due to disagreements between pairings.
Reported a couple of my videos to YouTube as inappropriate for, well, basically because they didn't like the pairings in them.
The issue of having others report your content is not a good feeling, and most think that because they are a big following that it won't matter, but we see it makes the content creators see themselves worse.
You can remember how much good you have spread.
We should take from this conversation to think before we act. Number 9. How to attract your special son.
This was a very sweet episode.
This was a popular one, gaining over 59,000 views.
With Mrs. Wolf.
This was the first time we get to see Mrs. Wolf give input in a video.
She still hasn't
Even
spoken
if we
yet,
don't
but
exactly hear her voice.
I
believe the best approach
feel
to
like
find the right
she's
Sun Pony
there.
for you is to start out as friends and to be the kind of pony you want to find your special Sun Pony.
While this moment isn't exactly like the usual moment videos, this video gives a more relaxed vibe and is more of a
It's much more
talk
casual
among friends, which is a good thing since the topic about relationships are one of the most difficult things to talk about. The tips in that video, however, are very good, and the best advice usually comes from those who have had experience from their own lives. Number 8. Toon versus cartoons.
Oh yes, this episode.
One of the biggest things to happen in the analysis community. Cartoons collaborated
Cartoons,
with many
and he is
different
back.
analyzers in
God
a
damn
story
it.
arc that
Or like the
reflected
dark side of
self-hate
cartoons. It's
and
kind of
motives to
confusing.
bully.
It just won't go away. It won't stop. It won't shut up. It won't stop.
In this moment with Dr. Wolf, Toon Critic had a painful past of hurting his friends, so badly it's traumatizing. Toon was wishing to get rid of his alter ego until Dr. Wolf reminded him of something very important.
Don't turn yourself away from those flaws you find unacceptable. Instead, use them.
This is a great lesson for all artists who have a dark side. Remember that everything has potential. Number 7. Lightning Bliss and accepting help.
This
A
episode.
lesson that
Oh
a
my
lot
god,
of
this
bronies
episode
should
means a lot
practice
to me.
more often. Content creators are often overwhelmed in their own projects and in helping others when they insist on doing it all on their own.
Honestly, guilt. Overwhelming guilt.
Lightning Bliss comes in to talk about this because in her case it gives her an ugly feeling knowing someone else edited this episode. And while being productive is great, there is a line that limits potential growth to those who want to help. This is also visually one of the best videos with adorable artwork by Hungry Soma.
An actual animation in a way.
Number 6. KP and leading
Oh,
by
I haven't seen
example.
this one.
I Love Kim Possible a lot has been the subject for a lot of rumors, good and bad.
Oh yeah,
Some
especially
from the
like last year, I
trolls
think.
and others from bronies that used to work for her. And being a big name in the brony fandom, it's very important for her not to have your audience confused about being the good guy or the bad guy.
To get aggravated with my expectations and leave my team or are just interested in helping. But then to think of my current team who has such a fun time making content and working for me, and their work is being appreciated by a bigger audience. Am I a bad guy or a good guy?
The pressure is intense, even when working with her channel, but both KP and Dr. Wolf explain and advise on common problems when facing situations that overwhelm us and the people we work with. Number 5. Silver Quill.
This
on
was an early
mortality.
one. Like one of the
Silver Quill
first
is
ones.
a great analyzer, and the talks he has with Dr. Wolf are very
I think it's like the
in-depth,
second or
talking
third
about
episode.
a topic that a lot of bronies wonder about. Silver brought up some interesting points about how death works in the world of Equestria.
A lot of stories and comics I've seen aren't just about death, but living on after someone we love has passed. I think that MLP offers just the right level of honest, open characters that we can project ourselves and our thoughts onto, using them as a vector for our own reactions.
Will Twilight outlive her friends? Or Cadence outlive Shining Armor? Even bringing in moments of their own lives, we see how bronies made projects that tackle this wonderful topic. Too bad it was all a dream.
Yeah.
Number 4. Firebrand and anger management.
I don't have anger management
Yeah,
myself,
give the doctor a
but
prize.
this
You
is
can
the one
point
of the
out
best
bleeding
episodes in my
obvious.
opinion.
Starting off on the wrong foot, Firebrand has had a bit of an anger issue, but his anger is toward himself. Firebrand can be seen here constantly blaming himself for getting upset and responding to hate comments that stick in his head and can't shake off. And
Like,
while
I can't
it is a normal thing for
relate
content
100% to
creators,
this, but
it is
I
a
do know the feeling of
non-ending
blaming
cycle
yourself
with
for so many
Firebrand,
things,
getting
especially when it's
stressed to the
unneeded.
point of anger.
I get angry. I respond in anger. They respond in anger. My fans see our conversation. They respond in anger. I look at what I've done, and then I get angry at myself for allowing it.
Firebrand has even tried and failed with other attempts, but Doc knows just what a friend needs: support. Number 3, Dr. Wolf and striving
This
onwards
one.
without your dreams.
This one hit me so
One
deep
of,
the
if
first
not
time
the
I
most
saw it.
touching videos on this list. This moment with Dr. Wolf is one of the least appreciated ones out there. In this case,
This is
it's
a
the
great
other
one.
way around. Dr. Wolf has something to get off his chest as he talks with his brother, Derek.
You see, I had to accept the fact that working towards my greatest dream and constantly hitting that same wall over and over again was only serving to bring down my self-confidence.
In this talk, Dr. Wolf has a dream he was striving and working hard for. But sometimes life just doesn't work out the way we all hope. This video really makes us feel for the doc. He is an inspiration to many, and to see him like this makes him all the more relatable. Number 2, Animated James and Changing Yourself for the Better.
Yes.
This is the most viewed video on this list, and was drawn by Animated James himself. Like a lot of
Which is
comedians,
awesome.
Animated James went through a tough
I
childhood
love this
where he
episode so
struggled
much.
just to fit in. He struggles with realizing that he is unoriginal and wishes that his past was different.
The ISTJ is the most unoriginal, uncreative, practical, plays by the rules type there is.
His mentality is a big reason why he's unhappy, and a lot of viewers can feel this way. Unoriginal, uninspired, can't seem to fit in, and all those things are really hard to fix. But with the right steps, it can work. For the number 1 pick, let's take a look at a few honorable mentions.
Though it wasn't just that, I was tired of making videos in general.
Makes them stronger, makes them appreciate each other more, and gives them a stronger sense of understanding.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have made it as far as I have now. I wouldn't have met you or the rest of the community.
But I kept going. I guess I just feel that that's not what my father would have wanted.
Also, before we would like to thank Dr.
I need
Wolf
to
for
see
his
that one.
help in making this top 10. And if you're interested in seeing this list from his point of view, be sure to check out his channel.
I will
and
check
his
that out.
own
I
top 10,
will
where he
probably
talks
not
about
make
this
a
very
reaction to it.
list and gives his
I wanted to
input
make it more
and
personal for
feedback.
me.
Thanks again, Doc.
You're awesome,
Number
Doc.
1, keyframe and depression.
Alright.
As Dr. Wolf said in the description, perhaps the most genuine subject we've ever discussed on A Moment with Dr. Wolf, Keyframe has told a scary tale of a friend of hers who had a terrible past. So terrible she nearly ended her life, until ponies came into the picture.
Almost by fate, she found this fandom in this show. It became like a sanctuary for her.
The way this fandom works is amazing, since quite a few people have had similar instances. But depression is not a small thing. It is a serious matter that must be helped with, because no one should go through depression alone. Do you agree with our list?
Learn something new every day.
Which moment with Dr. Wolf was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. But for more top 10s posted every week, be sure to subscribe and check out WatchPony.com for more. Thank you for watching, and again, a big thanks to Dr. Wolf. Be sure to check his channel out, and you may now look away.
What have I unleashed? It's good to be helping.
And it's good to receive help. This was an amazing list. Amazing list with a bunch of amazing videos. I mean, I don't think I would ever do it myself, but if I had to rank, like, which brony analyst that has inspired me the most to either become an analyst or just be able to watch things in a new perspective or anything like that, I would say Dr. Wolf is one of the top, if not number one. Doc, like I said, I don't know, and I don't expect you to watch my videos, but if you by some chance do, thank you so much. I don't know if it could be seen on my face or not, but while watching this video, just seeing all of these examples and remembering how I feel about some of them, I'm almost tearing up right now. Because so many things that has been said in A Moment with Dr. Wolf, it has just touched me so deeply and so personally. Because I have issues myself. I sometimes have problems accepting help. I especially did when I was in school. Like, I don't know if it was pride, stubbornness, whatever. I rarely allowed anyone to help me with my homework, even though I knew I needed it. Sometimes, whenever I'm set to a certain schedule, whenever I'm set to a certain way things to work, it can be very hard for me to like change how it works and try to adapt into another pattern. I am incredibly stubborn when it comes to things like that. I can be incredibly indecisive. Like when I have to make a simple choice, my mind can go blank because I for some reason can't choose between these things because I'm scared of either hurting myself with the decision or hurting the person who's asking me to make the decision. I have so many things I'm trying to work with. And as I said, I'm much better now than I was when I was younger. And watching A Moment with Dr. Wolf helps me trying to deal with these issues because they don't address all of my stuff. I realize that. They don't help me completely. Like, I'm not perfect by watching them. But they do help me getting a perspective on some of my issues. Like Firebrand with anger management, trying to not blame myself for every bad thing that happens around me if I had some kind of influence on it. Or accepting help if when I want to do something that I shouldn't try and tackle it alone, that I should try and let others help me. There are so many things I can learn from these videos, which I'm trying to learn and integrate into my life. This may be one of the heaviest videos, and one of the heaviest and most personal videos I've ever made. But I think I feel like I needed to make a video like this. Just so I can show my appreciation to Dr. Wolf and all of his patients that has come in and shared their stories. Like some of the stories that has been shared on this series has been incredibly deep. I don't know how much of it has been scripted and how much of it is real life. But it's so good. And I love and appreciate every single patient that has been in that office. And I appreciate and love every single word that has come out of that animated wolf's mouth. So, Dr. Wolf, just thank you. I will never be on the show. I know that. I will never be there, but I can say you have helped me. You have helped a lot of people, a lot of other bronies. And you're not an educated psychologist, but you have still helped because you listen, because you are there. Like it would have made sense that you didn't answer any of my messages and come with the suggestions to what kind of videos I should watch to try and come and like help me with my problems. Like, you could have ignored every single one of my messages, but you didn't. You replied. You actually listened and read to my messages and answered back to me. And that means so much. I'm about to cry for real. This is freaking horrible. I'll end this freaking heavy stuff by saying, as I've said throughout this entire video, thank you, Dr. Wolf. I don't think this fandom could have been the same if you hadn't been here to listen, to process, and then to answer and advise. So thank you all for watching. My dear friends, please tell me what you think about my reaction, about the video. And please tell me what I can do to become a better entertainer and a better person. So thank you all for watching, my dear friends. My name is Johnny Fireflame, and I'll see you guys next time.